Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building, man. Welcome to the latest installments of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to all my people in the building. Like I always say, thank you guys. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me in this very moment, man. Salute to the chat. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are a few away from 22K, and I cannot do that without you guys, man. Let me know real quick down in the comment section, where are you guys watching from? What city, what state? Are you at home? You at work? Let me know, man, in the comments where you are, man. Salute to everybody. I see my brother Maul, Primos, Ben Bad, Mondo. I see all my guys, man. Top Beats, salute to my guy, man. Mad Mike, everybody. A few things to unpack. We are going to watch Antonio Pierce's presser from today, where he talks about Max Crosby's availability this Sunday. He also talks about Colton Miller's potential availability this Sunday. We're going to talk about a familiar face in the building today for a workout that can add some potential depth to this O-line right now. We definitely need it. Greg Van Rotten's been pretty up and down. Parham's been pretty up and down this sophomore year. We're going to talk about that here shortly. Also, salute to Raider or Die, Ben Bad, all my guys, man. Lumpy's in the building. Philip Vargas, Ray Cates, everybody, man. I appreciate you guys. Wipe them feet, y'all. All right, let's do this real quick. Salute to everybody here in the building. And salute to my guy, Jordan Schultz, who was first on it today. Do something real quick. Boom. Salute to Jordan Schultz of Bleacher Report. Veteran O-lineman DJ Fluker is working out this morning for the Raiders. Source tells at Bleacher Report. For those unfamiliar with him, former Alabama guy. I mean, this dude, I think he won 3 national championships with Alabama, first team All-American, first team All-SEC. I mean, the dude did it all at the collegiate level. Former first-round pick, went to the San Diego Chargers, played there from 2013 to 2016. After that, you guys, he kind of became a journeyman, played for the Giants in 2017, the Seahawks 2018 to 2019, Baltimore Ravens in 2020. Then in 2021, he bounced around practice squad to practice squad, starting with the Miami Dolphins, then with us, then with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has not played football, you guys, since 2020. I know a lot of people remember the 6'5", 339-pound viral video, right, that came out. He went back to Alabama to work out, to show he was in shape. Dude lost a lot of weight, looked insane. I don't know if you guys remember the picture, but this dude looked a physical specimen. It was kind of scary how swole he was. He's been trying to get back into the league since 2021. I believe he just had a workout with the Jets not too long ago. He left without a deal. So we're here right now, kind of seeing where he is in his development moving forward. He is up there in age, though, you guys. I'm not going to act as though this guy is young. He's 32 years old. He'll be 33 in March. But I'm all for giving this guy one more shot. He wants to play in the NFL. I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, but he's always talking about getting one more opportunity. So I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. We can definitely use some help at the guard position. He did come into the NFL, entered the league as a tackle, and then converted to guard. So, this is a guy that you can move around if need be. But I like this. I'm hoping that he maybe sticks around in Vegas, gets an opportunity to go to our practice squad and maybe potentially be activated to the 53-man roster at some point. Let me see. Yeah, a real vet who's hungry. Top, this is facts. Factory outlet. And he's healthy right now. He's dealt with some injuries, you guys, but he is healthy right now. And this dude is a strong dude. He's great in the run. I would love to see him get an opportunity with our Las Vegas Raiders. Salute to my boy Terry, man. If you guys want to become a member like Terry, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support what we do over here at the OakLosVegas Network. Salute to my dog, Terry. I appreciate you. Salute to Mateo, downtown 916. Salute to my guy. I don't know if you on J Street. All I know, Mateo, is I hope you're not on I Street, okay? People in Sacramento, real ones know. Salute to my boy Mateo, man. Philip, he could play guard or tackle, but he's been playing guard for a while. So he converted from tackle, played at tackle in Alabama, came into the league, playing for the Chargers, tackle, and then converted to guard. Atticus, we're going to talk about that. You know what? This isn't going to be a long live, you guys. We just, we went over the whole veteran offensive lineman, DJ Fluker, being in the building for a workout. Let's get straight to it. Let me stop right here. Boom. Salute to my brother, man, Stan Mifflin, my dog. I appreciate you, brother, as always. Salute to Skinner. I see you, my brother. Let me do this. Present screen. Boom. Boom. All right. Let me see something real quick. All right. Salute to everybody here in the building. Let's watch this together. This is the presser today, you guys. I want you guys to hear Antonio Pierce's words verbatim, and then we can go over this. He talks about Max Crosby's availability with the knee injury. He talks about Colton Miller with the shoulder injury. And then he kind of goes into a few other things, talking about the O-line, talking about Amir Abdullah, Brandon Bolden, and so on and so forth. Let's go.
What's their status?
Yeah, day to day. I mean, both coming along. We'll see with Colton a little bit more today, hopefully. I would expect Max to be ready to roll.
Is this kind of how it's going to be handled, do you think, with Max the rest of the season, just sort of managing him?
Yeah, just manage him. I think, he doesn't miss many snaps. We're okay. He understands the defense well. It's really about managing the player, making sure we take care of his health first, and don't have anything that can happen to him that could be significant after the season. That's first and foremost, and, we'll go from there.
But you feel he'll be ready to go on Sunday?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yes, sir. I feel good about it.
Real quick, you guys.
And he shared that even when you guys were
right there, he said it. Max Crosby is good to go come Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. So there you have it. We can all put it to sleep. And barring any, setbacks, Max Crosby will be playing against the Minnesota Vikings.
were players, your friends thought you were a coach. I'm curious, a head coach. Has it always been something you aspired to because your friends saw it? Is it something that you dreamed of?
Well, when you look at a head coach, what's the first quality you look for? Leadership. I've kind of always had that, I felt. I never was a follower. Kind of went to my own beat, walked my own steps and wasn't afraid of it. Only looked at my shadow and obviously learned from my mistakes. But, I think just the way I approach myself, again, being only child, always having to defend for yourself, not always being the top pick, the number one guy. And, you find other ways to find your way through life and through sports. And for me,
salute the Raiders.
Having belief in myself through hard work, I felt that was something that was a strength of mine.
Coach, how much will you learn about Aiden in this game with a team in Minnesota that likes to blitz as much as they do? How challenging will that be for the young quarterback?
Well, I think we got a good practice run the week before with the Chiefs, right? So this will be a good one. Really good defense. We know it, right? 5-6-man pressure, blitz coverage. Great job disguising. We've talked enough about that. It'd be critical. I don't think it's really all on Aiden, right? The offensive line, our running backs, our tight ends, our receivers need to be dialed in to what we're doing. Understand that they're going to bring +1. They've done it. No matter what quarterback you are, what team you are, that's what they're going to do. And we're expecting it. Hopefully we've repped it and prepped it enough that Aiden is comfortable in it. Obviously we had a bye week to talk about that as well and put a plan together that works.
As As a former linebacker who has been part of game plans to maybe nullify a younger quarterback or confuse a younger quarterback, you have a kind of an appreciation or an understanding of what teams are trying to do to confuse an Aiden O'Connell?
Yeah, I told him exactly what we do. If we were playing against them, blitz the hell out of them and try to hit them and make them frustrated, make them look down instead of down the field, look at the rush. And told him, man, you just got to be confident. You got to stay in the pocket. The best thing about it now, they really can't hit you, buddy. Let's be honest. They can't hit you like they want to hit you. Right, let's say that, and
AP be too real.
He's protected a little bit by the rules, so be smarter in that case. And in that sense, I think that's a benefit for young quarterbacks and offenses if you really look at it that way. But understand that they are going to bring pressure. They're going to try to make him uncomfortable, throw off his back foot, make a wrong read or a false read early on, and he has to just be confident in what Bo and our coaching staff is putting in place in front of him.
Going back to Max, when you have a player like that is playing through something, how do you go about balancing that as a coach between weighing the long-term risk with, obviously his desire to
keep working with our medical staff? And right at this point, there's nothing there. It's just something he's going to have to deal with. But if we can manage the pain and the suffering that he goes through throughout the week, because he's not going to be at 100% until after the season, that's where it's my job to protect the player from himself. And, Max, if he goes out there, he's going to go 100. And I thought in the game against the Chiefs, we did a good job of managing. Right? He played close to 48, 49 snaps, I believe, down there the whole game. But anytime he did something that I didn't feel good about, we pulled him out and we try to protect the player. But me and Max looked each other in the eye, and I said, man, you got to promise me that you're going to take care of yourself. And if there's anything that goes wrong, you look at me and we make that decision that, you're done. And he's been a pro about that.
I love it.
Your offensive lineman early on talked about enjoying having you in the room. Are you still spending significant time in there?
Oh, they do? They like me in the room? I couldn't tell you. No. Those are, I like being in there. First of all, just being in the O-line room is different. I don't think I've ever spent this much time in my life in the offensive line room. It's different characters, different personalities, different coaching style. It's different. It's different. That's a different group. But it's fun, man. And I knew right away when the transition happened that was a group I needed to spend the most time with, to change their identity, their mindset, to let them know that I appreciate what they're doing, to let the coach know I appreciate what he's doing as well, and that this is the style of play we're going to play going forward. And I know big guys like to go forward first, and that's our mindset. Obviously, as you've seen, we're going to run the ball. We'll do other things, and we got an opportunity to throw it, we'll throw it. But that's the mentality of most offensive linemen, right? They want to hit somebody in the mouth first. We want to be the guys that swing first.
When you look at a player like Justin Jefferson and you're starting a game plan, like how much do you hone in on somebody with his exceptional abilities? Yeah,
I mean, elite talent, right? What number you want to put him at? I don't know, 1, 2, or 3, but he's in one of those, right? And it's a challenge. The sad part about it, he hasn't been playing. And I say that's for the game of football, right? When you have an elite player, you want to see it. You want to watch him. And he's only played in 5 games, and he's been out, and now he's back, and he's well rested. Full go, right? He's not even on injury report no more. So we're going to get the best, number 18. We expect the best from our players as well. Great challenge for our young corners, right? Jack Jones and Amik, Nate. It's really good for those guys. And T. Hall to really have a challenge this week and Pat Brown to put a game plan together to limit the best receivers that we're going to see this week.
Coach, when you look at a player like Amir Abdullah, can you just talk about, the spark that he provides on special teams as well as in the running back room and kind of, how he sets the tone for the rest of the team?
Well, I'm glad you talked about him because here's a guy, one of the first guys down there on kickoff, on special teams going down there. Huge tackles. I don't know if he has 10-plus tackles on special teams, which is a good year for a special teams player. But just his physicality, you look at him, you wouldn't think nothing about that, right? But one of the stronger players, he plays with that chip on his shoulder. He's very dynamic. And then in the passing game for us on third down, his ability to make plays. And obviously we got to keep working on that and growing that role for him as well. But I just appreciate the selfishness. Here's an elite running back, a guy that can really change the game probably for most teams, and he has to take a step back because we have one of the best running backs in our room.
Can you say the same thing about Brandon Bolden as well?
Yeah. To me, I think one thing about the league coming back.
Hold on, y'all. I want to go back real quick because the presser's about to end. He just talks about Brandon Bolden, and he steps out. But we missed the beginning right where –
weekly thing, but with Max and Colton, or what's their status?
Yeah, day to day. I mean, both coming along. We'll see with Colton a little bit more today, hopefully. I would expect Max to be ready to roll.
Is this
so there you have it right there. A little less optimistic about Colton Miller. He kind of, kind of day to day, but expecting Max Crosby to be able to go. So it looks as though Max will be there, but Colton is still up in the air. That's tough, man, because, I don't know if you can kind of read between the lines there, but it seems as though we may be a little off from Colton Miller making an appearance Sunday against the Vikings at Allegiant Stadium. So we may be looking at a Jermaine Illuminor, Mumford, left tackle, right tackle duo once again. So I may be looking a little too much into it, I'm going to be honest, but it just seems as though he was a lot more confident about Max Crosby's availability than Colton Miller. So wanted to bring that back. The press is very short, but I caught that little tidbit at the beginning, and I wanted to make sure you guys got a chance to see that. D-Raider, yes, we need Colton, man. Danielle Hunter's a beast. This is facts. Facts, man. Facts. And Top, you're not lying, bro. Shoulder injuries are not quick healing at all. They definitely linger. Maybe a little more Brandon Bolden in the back to help out. I don't want to see Brandon Bolden at all, Ryan. To be honest, brother, I don't want to see him at all at running back. He's an emergency running back at this point, but he's a really, really good special teams guy. He's playing his role to a T. He may be getting paid a lot of money to do it, and I didn't agree with the contract that he got, but he's doing a really good job in special teams. Let me see. Salute to Surge, man. Salute to Freeport. I played my whole life at Airport Little League, so I was on 24th Street. You were on the other side of the airport. Salute to Freeport, man. Salute to Freeport. Let me see. He said Jimmy G at left guard. Crazy. Yeah, we definitely need Colton to take care of Danielle Hunter, man, because I'm a little worried about Jermaine Illuminor on the left side. Salute to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up if you're not subscribed to the channel yet. But there you go with the presser. Spoke about Colton Miller's availability. Spoke about Max Crosby. He should be good to go this Sunday. And then spoke a little bit about Amir Abdullah, what he does in the special teams and, what he provides, that kind of spark he provides, third down back, and so on and so forth. Let me see. He said supreme talent, a.k.a. wasted talent at right guard. And Coach AP looking out for Max too, making sure that he's good. This is facts, man. Facts. Let me see. Primo says Big Mike will play left tackle, Graphk at QB. Hey, man, you don't want to see me out there, man. Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy. You know what I mean? I don't want no problems. I don't want any problems at all. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I said before, this isn't going to be a long live. Just wanted to give you guys some updates. If you guys didn't get a chance to see the presser, wanted to also talk about, DJ Fluker being in the building today for a workout. Can definitely add some well-needed depth to that O-line at this point. Salute to Sin. Salute to all my people in the building, man. You guys have a few questions, get them in before we get out of here. I got a few things I need to do today. I'm actually going to be working on OakLosVegas.com for the rest of the day. So if you guys have a few questions, get them in. I'll be here with that content. Primos, GM Graphk. You do be knowing your late round sleepers. You and ways to be on top of the talent in the late round draft. And that's where you build it. That's where you build your team, man. That's where you build a lot of your team. Those guys on the back end of the draft, man. And I already got a lot of names, Primos, in this draft that are some late round sleepers, and we're definitely going to talk about it the closer we get to the draft. Let me see. Salute to Jers in the building, man. Bro, I like AP. I feel like dude is handling business and isn't afraid of the dirty work. I agree, brother. I agree. Well, the thing is this, right? Raider Nation, none of us want to lose Max. We don't want him to go out there and hurt himself. But the big problem, Raider Nation, was the infection. And I know a lot of us got a little, emotional, maybe even jumped the gun a little bit saying, just sit him because we don't want this guy to hurt himself because he's the future of this franchise, right? But at the end of the day, the infection, that's what was killing that knee. That's what put him in a position where he could have potentially really, really, truly hurt himself. And they killed the infection. The swelling went down. He had an extra week for the bye week to get right. So I think that the professionals, I think that Max, I think he knows what's at stake. I think the professionals are doing their job. And like you said, Todd Beast, the antibiotics, they killed the infection. So he should be good to go. I was just worried about his future. Like, damn, man, you don't want to put him out there because that knee looked really, really bad. But at the end of the day, like I said, the infection was killed. The swelling went down. So it looks as though Max will be good to go. He doesn't really need to practice during the week. Let's just keep it a buck, you guys. He knows this system really well. He's a phenomenal player. We all know that. So he doesn't really need to be out there all week long with that lingering knee injury in practice. He'll be good to go regardless on Sundays. Salute to Fred, man. I love it. He says, sitting at our local mall at a bench watching Graphk while wifey shops. Salute to my dog, Fred, man. Salute to my brother Hammer in the building. Salute to Primos. What's your view on AL4, Graphk? What does he have to do in order to be in prime position for the starting position in 2024? I would rather draft a QB in round 1 and have them battle it out and count. I'm going to tell you right now, Primos, he probably have to be damn near perfect these next 5 games to solidify his spot in being QB1. He'll be there competing in camp regardless. But for him to outright win the starting position, these next 5 games, he'd have to be flawless. You have to go out there and win 5 games, throw a ton of TDs, limit your turnovers, and go out there and throw for 300 or 400 yards a game. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think in any world we see Aiden go out there and just light the NFL on fire the next 5 games and win the job outright. I think regardless, we're going to draft a guy early in the first 3 rounds, preferably 1 or 2, and they're going to battle it out in camp. But I don't see in any world where Aiden can just clearly win the job unless he just lights the NFL on fire, which I would love. I would love to see Aiden go out there and just cook these next 5 games and just take away the whole quarterback debate. I would love it because then you can go get a defensive tackle or a corner in round 1 and still continue to build that defense and that offensive line throughout the draft and not have to worry about taking a QB early. But I'm going to be honest, in no world, no shape or form do I see Aiden going out and doing anything these next 5 games that could potentially just lock down the job. There's going to be a competition regardless going into the offseason. And that's a good thing, Primos. That's a good thing. You want to see your young second-year guy, in competition with someone else because that, competition breeds excellence. We all know that. Let me see. Yeah, Black's Mob. At the end of the day, man, if there's one available, you got to do it. If there's one there or you could potentially move up to get the guy of the future, you have to do it. Hey, Jers, Michael Penix, man, he's one of the ones. Yes, Vengeance, every year we do draft parties. So we'll probably be in Las Vegas. We'll probably be at Barcode or some hotel set up doing a whole show. Every year, Shieldmore comes together for the draft and we do something. So whether that's in New York this year or Vegas or wherever we are, we will be somewhere covering the draft. Primos, all love, brother. Let me see. South Sac in the building. Salute to my brother Carlos Mac Road. Yes, sir. Spent a lot of time at the donut shop on Center and Valley High, man. So salute. Dominique, what's up, brother? Let me see. Make no mistake about it. Raiders need to look at drafting a quarterback in this rich QB draft. This is facts. Walt, you ain't never lied, brother. Never lied. Phil, it just depends on who's the guy at the head coach spot. Just that really depends. Think about it. If Jim Harbaugh comes in, he's probably going to want J.J. McCarthy, a guy that he coached at Michigan. If Antonio Pierce is the guy, he's probably going to look at Jaden Daniel, a guy that transferred from ASU while he was there to LSU. So he has some familiarity there, right? It really, truly depends. If Ben Johnson is the guy, there may be a specific dude that he loves in the draft. It really depends on who is going to be the guy at head coach. So I can't realistically give you an answer, Phil, until I see who is there. Daniel says, Donut King on Greenback. I lived over there too. Right next to the liquor store, Daniel. Salute to my brother, Top Beats. Appreciate you, King. My biggest concern is what kind of QB Champ believes is ideal for our team. I don't want a Justin Fields type of QB who runs first, throws second, i.e. Jaden Daniels, pass, Bo Nix, let's go. Well, this is the thing, Top. if you watched him at Ohio State, Justin Fields, he didn't run all the time. Yeah, he used his legs. Don't get me wrong, but he threw the football a lot more. Top, he went to a situation in Chicago, and Champ Kelly knows this, where they had a really bad O-line. They didn't really have a lot of possession players out there at their disposal that were really, really good talents. And Justin Fields was kind of forced to run the football. You know what I mean? They didn't really have a really good ground game. Yeah, they had David Montgomery. I know he dealt with some injuries over there, and then he left to Detroit this year. But at the end of the day, man, I don't believe Justin Fields has always been a run-first guy. At Ohio State, he threw the football a lot. I think he was kind of forced to run a lot in Chicago because of what they had around him. He was more of a pocket-type passer at the collegiate level, Top. You know what I mean? If you put him on a team with a great O-line, Justin Fields, he can sit in that pocket and let that and fling that shit. He can. I'm telling you that right now. He can do it. That's why I'm not against looking at Justin Fields if it doesn't cost a lot of draft capital. Champ Kelly knows more than anybody what Justin Fields can do on that field. You just have to protect him. Put a good O-line, get a good run game. We already have Devontae, Myers, Mayer, Trey Tucker. I couldn't imagine what Justin Fields would do in this offense, man. You know what I mean? If you build the trenches up a little bit more on the offensive side of the football, go get a guard, go get a tackle, potentially a new center. Hey, man, Justin, if we can build that O-line in the offseason and go get Justin Fields, I think he'd be great. Oh, he definitely has a strong arm. Top facts. And I agree with you in the sense of he hasn't transitioned yet, but it's also he's been in a fucked up non-ideal situation out there in Chicago. You know what I mean? I know they went out and got DJ Moore for him in that trade. They went and drafted a right tackle, but they still have not been able to put it all together out there, man. It's not really just a Justin Fields situation. You know, they got Darnell Mooney, speedster. They got Cole Kmet. He's finally getting it together at the NFL level, but it's never been an ideal situation for him out there. We definitely got Dalton Wagner tucked away too. Dan, Arkansas product, been on the IR, 6'8", big body right tackle. Definitely hope to see him. And I wouldn't be shocked, Dan, if he came in and won that job, because then you can move Mumford over to guard. He played a lot of guard also at Ohio State. You know what I mean? You could potentially move Mumford to guard, Dalton Wagner at right tackle, let Loom walk in free agency, and boom, you may have your right side of the future. Who's to say? You know what I'm saying? But you're still going to have to build that side up in the draft or in free agency or however Champ or whoever's the GM sees fit. Let me see. Salute the Wade. Them Aspen apartments are legendary. If you know, you know. I used to live in Aspen apartments. I used to live right in front of the tennis court. I mean, there was no tennis being played there, but I lived right in Aspen for many years, actually. And Countrywood Apartments on the other side, across the street by the donut shop. I've lived there as well. Salute to my cousin Jimbo. Let me see. Yeah, offense would definitely be more dynamic. This is facts, man. Facts. And Jesus, I mean, if you put him in the right situation, man, he may be able to throw the football. You know what I mean? Like I said before, he hasn't been in an ideal situation out there in Chicago. Maul, I'm saying, bro, you never know. Move Mumford to guard, right guard, bring in Wagner at right tackle. That is hey, man, we may be on to something over here. Let me see. And Chris, if that's what happens, great. If that's what happens, great. I mean, look, you always want one of your young guys to go out there and battle it out. If he wins the job, phenomenal. And also, think about it like this. If you bring in Justin Fields and you give up a third-round pick or a second-round pick to go get him, right? Say Aiden does beat him, which I don't think would happen. I think Justin Fields would win the spot. But even if he doesn't, you still got Justin Fields on two extra years. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. You have the fourth year, which would be his next year, and then you have the fifth-year option. So either way, you have two quarterbacks on rookie deals. So either way, whoever wins it, great. It is what it is. Andre, that's where I sold my first bags, man. Allegedly. Let me see. Can we just draft an Iowa tight end and get some production? We don't need a tight end right now, man. I mean, we're definitely going to need another one when Austin Hooper walks in free agency. But who's to say we don't just, keep Jesper Horsted around, or we don't bring Cole Fotheringham up? You know what I mean? I don't know, but we already have our guy, Michael Mayer, of the future, man. We don't need to go draft another tight end early, because usually those Iowa guys go quick early, in the early rounds. Salute to my brother Ty Davis, man. Salute, Graphk. You and Wasted had me cracking up last video. Salute, my brother. Yeah, Jers, and man, he went up to Seattle. He went up to Seattle, man. I would have loved to kept my guy, Curtis McClendon Curtis around. You know what I mean? I would have loved it. But Seattle got him. And I think that don't quote me on this, Jers, but I think he's on their active roster. I don't think that he's actually on their practice squad anymore. Let me look that up. McClendon Curtis. I want to see where he is right now. Yeah, he's on their active roster. He is on their active roster right now. So there you have it. So you can't steal him back. You can't take him back. Jesus, not at all. I don't think so at all. He's starting to block better. He was the one that created that hole for Josh to run off for that 60-yard TD. He's starting to block better. He's starting to show that yard after the yards after the catch. He's starting to get, a lot more looks with Aiden O'Connell at QB. I don't think it's been slower than I thought. Like, to be real with you, he's a rookie. Sometimes it takes these guys time to figure out the speed of the game, and he wasn't really put into an ideal situation with Josh McDaniels and then Bo, being thrusted in to be the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? I love where Michael Mayer is in his development. I think he's going to be a superstar here soon. You know what I mean? And he's starting to show flashes of it. You see. You would have to make the 5th-year option on Fields in March. I'd do it. Why not? I'd do it, William. If you're going to make a trade for him, definitely. Let me see. Walt says, if our Raiders turn the page on Josh Jacobs, what then? Trey Benson, Florida State, trade for the Falcons running back. I like Tyler. Out there in Atlanta as well. They already got Bijan Robinson. They haven't been utilizing him the way they need to. I wouldn't be against going out there and seeing what Atlanta would want for Tyler. I always mess his name. Was it allergies? I don't know. Allergy. I don't know how to say his last name. But I'm not against that. But personally, go draft one. Well, you know what I mean? Go draft one. Go draft a guy that has no mileage on them at the NFL level. Go get a young guy. I think that's the best way to go about the running back position now. Don't trade for one. Don't go in free agency and go get a guy that has some miles on him already. You know what I mean? Like, get him at the collegiate level. You know what I mean? So, if we do allow Josh to walk, which I think he will return if Antonio Pierce is the guy, maybe sign him to a 2-year deal, bring him back. But there's a lot of options in this upcoming draft. There's some really, really good running backs in the later rounds. You don't have to go out there and get one early. And I like Trey Benson, but, I think he'll be gone by the time we really go attack the running back position. Let me see. So that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen at all. Could you imagine that? That would be totally insane. You're moving backwards at that point. So look, I'm not going to sit here and beat up Derek Carr, but his greatest football is behind him, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He hasn't played good in the past few seasons. This year, he's having a really down season with a lot of weapons around him, a really stout defense. He'll never come back home. The only way he'll come home is when he retires. When he comes in to sign his last 24-hour contract and retire a Raider. I love that. Jers, Frank Gore Jr. Devontae definitely loves Aiden. Definitely. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. I'm not done with Sincere McCormick. I want to see what he can do, in next year's preseason, man. I want to see what he can do. And hopefully he can earn some reps. At some point come up to the active roster. You know how much I like Sincere McCormick. I watched him, at San Antonio, Texas in college. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's a stud. But apparently, Pierce just wants to keep Josh as the guy, and he looks at him as the bell cow guy. So there's really no other running backs getting any real opportunities behind Josh Jacobs. I mean, look at Zeus's opportunities. They're very thin at this point. Let me see. Maul, I would love that. Give me Bucky high stakes Irvin in the later rounds. Q, you are an Oregon guy, but I'm all for that. I like Bucky Irvin. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. And once again, you guys, salute to everybody who has been buying the Any Given Sunday sauce. AnyGivenSundaySauces.com. Make sure to go check out some of the sauce. Shoot me some reviews, a video. Any of you guys that bought the hot sauce, please do a video. I will upload it to the channel. I will upload it on Instagram and all that good stuff. Salute to everybody that's been supporting that. And OakLosVegas.com. It's going to be revamped today. A bunch of new merch up. So stay tuned. I'm even thinking about doing a different mug, adding a different mug also on the website. So stay tuned. Let me see. Yes, top, definitely. From center to guard to tackle, all across the board. This is a very deep draft with O-line. This is one of the best drafts, I think, where you can build up the trenches on the offensive side of the football. Yes, definitely. I think you can go get a guard, maybe in the 4th, 5th round. There's some centers that I may target in the 3rd round. There's some tackles that are phenomenal, but a lot of those guys are going to be gone in the first 2 rounds. But yes, it's a very deep draft on the offensive side of the football. I'm always looking at the Georgia's O-line, looking at their center, their guard. I love Joe Alt, the Notre Dame tackle. He'll be gone by the time we draft. But there's some other guys in the later rounds that we'll definitely talk about top soon when we start really, really, really breaking down the draft process. Salute to my dog, Johnny, man. Appreciate you on a $1 donation, King. Means a lot, my brother. Thank you so much. And salute to my brother, Gio, on a $5 donation. What's good, man? Just tuning in. What did I miss? Just finished watching last night's live. Wasted was grumpy as hell. Factory. Definitely was. We're just talking about DJ Fluker coming in for a workout today. We're talking about Max Crosby will be playing Sunday, Gio. Antonio Pierce came out of his presser and said that Max should be good to go. Colton Miller is still sounds very questionable if he's going to be available Sunday. He didn't sound as confident as he was when he's talking about Max Crosby. That's kind of where we are right now, Gio. Let me see. Hey, Mar, you see what I said, right? I would love to stash Zinter off for a year. Would love it, man. I would love it. And yes, remember we talked about that last year as well, Mar, where Andrew Voorhees, the guy out of USC that Baltimore went and got and stashed him away. That was a smart move. I hope that the Raiders don't make the same mistake next year. I would love to go get that boy out of Michigan and stash him away for a year. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Salute to my dog, Ro. Could you see Byron Young at DE if Max can't go? Well, the thing is, Ro, I think Max is good to go. So, there's that. But for those who don't know, Byron Young moved around at Alabama. Interior, exterior, he played outside, played inside. Byron Young at the collegiate level kind of bounced up and down the defensive line. I'm going to be honest, Ro, he has not played well at defensive tackle at the NFL level. And he hasn't really had too many reps because he hasn't earned them. So I would rather not see Byron Young. If anything, put Tillery on the edge because they were giving him some reps at camp early on this season at defensive end. I'd rather see Tillery. If it's an emergency type situation, I'd rather see Tillery on the edge than Byron Young at this point. It's clear that Byron Young is just not ready yet. They got to groom him a little bit, get him ready, develop him. But I don't think that Byron Young is ready to go outside or inside at this point. If you have to, we just got Janarius Robinson. We brought him up off the practice squad. He'll be an edge guy. You got Malcolm Kuntz dealing with that ankle injury. Hopefully he's good to go Sunday, but we still have him. We got Tyree. I know he hasn't been playing great at all by any stretch, but he's still out there. But I think that Max is going to play. But if you have to move anybody around to the edge, just put Tillery out there. He took some reps in camp. I think he's even had a few reps on the outside during the season. So just move Tillery. Yeah, Lawrence, definitely. Max has a great show over there at the Rush Podcast. Phenomenal work over there, man. Phenomenal work. Let me see. Who would you like at QB position? I think we should not draft a QB. Use it on. So you don't need a wide receiver, brother. You don't need a wide receiver. There's no reason to go out there and draft a receiver. You have Trey Tucker on a rookie deal, 3rd round guy. You have Myers, who has he just signed was it a 3-year deal? I think a 3-year deal, right? Somewhere around there, 3-4 year deal. Myers going to be around. Devontae, his contract, you already know where he is. Hunter has another year or two on his contract. There's no reason to go out there and get a receiver. There's none. And then you have Michael Mayer, who's becoming a threat in the passing game as well. So there's no reason. Now, if you want to go get a guy in the later rounds, be my guest. I'm not against that at all. But definitely need some DBs. We need a couple corners. It can get spooky. Jack Jones is still on his rookie deal, so he'll be around. Brandon Faison, I believe, signed a 2-year deal, so he'll return. I think he returns this week, and I think he has another year on his deal. I think he signed a 2-year deal. Nate Hobbs is still on his rookie deal, Jacorian rookie deal, but we need some more competition in the corner room. So I agree with the DB spot. Salute to my dog, Raider Dave, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. If you guys want to become a member like Dave, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. Yeah, 3-year deal for Jacoby. 1 year left for Renfro. We don't need a receiver at all. We don't. Phenomenal work to you, Graphk. You got your show going on. I'm a new listener, only a couple months, but I love your show. I appreciate you, man. That means a lot to me, King. Thank you so much for the support, brother. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you so much. Lawrence, he's been limited in practice this week, so it looks as though he's nearing his return. We can definitely utilize him against Minnesota because they have a lot of receiving threats, and we need a bunch of DB help. Real talk. Amik is not hurt, Green. Amik is healthy right now. He has not been on the injury report at all. He has not been hurt since the concussion. He's okay. He will be out there come Sunday. Let me see. Yeah, going to help on the secondary. This is facts. So says, who do you want for the coaching job? I want AP. Because if AP wins the job, that means we win a few more games. You know what I mean? At some point, man, we need some continuity? We need some type of structure. We need somebody to stick around and keep this job for a while, man. Like, there's just been no structure. We watched Gruden sign a 10-year deal, and he's there for 3-4 years, gone. You know what I'm saying? You see Josh McDaniels a year and a half into his deal, gone. Like, at some point, we need some continuity, man. We need someone that can stay in this building and build this thing the way it's supposed to be built. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that AP is the guy that wins the job moving forward. I do, because that means that we won a lot more football games moving forward. We at least went 4-1, maybe 3-2 to end the season. I'm cool with that. That means we won some football games. But we need some continuity, man. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of every other year. It's just a revolving door. Who's going to be the quarterback? I mean, who's going to be the head coach? Who's going to be the defensive coordinator? I'm so sick of this shit. I just want somebody to be here to be able to build this thing the way it needs to be built. Salute to my brother John. I see you, King. Hug D's is in the building. I'll tell you one thing, Todd. AP would be the one guy that would take that deal because he understands the NFL. He understands how this goes. and nobody else would sign a 1-year deal. I promise you right now, no other head coach would sign a 1-year deal. Antonio Pierce would do it. He would do it. He would say, okay, that's cool. So you're going to give me a full year now outside of these, this half a year you gave me to really see how I can do with how I put this thing together on my own. He would be the only guy to do that. I don't think any other guy, a potential head coach, would look at that and say, a 1-year deal, you got me fucked up. I think AP would be the one guy to say, let me go out there and earn it. I'll sign that 1-year deal. I would like that. I would like that. Let me see. Yeah, Lawrence, facts. Green, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. In year 1, Carmen Bracillo had a phenomenal year with that whole line. You know what I mean? He had us in the middle of the, like 11, 12, I think somewhere around that range, ranked offensive line. This year, we've been a little beat up. We went and got Greg Van Roden at guard, and, we know how that's been. And the offensive line is regressed this year. But also, Green, I'm going to be honest, Carmen Bracillo is a Josh McDaniels guy. He's a former Patriot. You know what I mean? I think realistically, if he gets the shot to keep the head coaching position, I think he goes out and gets another guy. I think he goes and looks at another potential guy to come in and take Carmen Bracillo's spot, because he was a Ziegler and Josh McDaniels guy. So I think if he wins the job, he'll replace Carmen Bracillo. Maybe he deserves a year 3. Maybe they go out there and draft a few guys and they give him another year. But me personally, I think he would replace Carmen Bracillo, because that offensive line has regressed. It has regressed. Salute to Ant. Trade for Fields and focus on the trenches in the draft. Get a QB in the middle to late rounds and have 3 QBs on rookie deals. I'm not against it, Ant, because you're still going to be paying Jimmy G. Once you cut him post June 1st, I believe, you're still going to have to pay him a shit ton of money. So I'm not against that. If you go get Justin Fields for a 2nd or a 3rd, you know what I mean, and go get you another guy in the middle rounds, I'm cool with that too, Ant. Salute to you. I love the Justin Fields idea. I do. I know a lot of people are not for it. Me personally, I like the idea. Salute to Arlen. Raiders 24, Vikings 20. I believe we got this game seriously. AP has them ready. Raiders. Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you, Arlen, on a $5 donation. I love it. 24-20. Everybody in the comments section, do me a favor. Give me a prediction for the score this Sunday. Arlen got a 24-20. What do you guys have it? Ayo, I can tell you, I know a few people that he respects their decisions, that he respects their football minds a lot. It's Jim Gray, it's Tom Brady, it's C. Wood. C. Wood, he definitely leans on him and some of his alumni, Marcel Reese. There's a few guys that he leans on, definitely, for football decisions. You know what I mean? But I think they have a lot of influence on him, because he respects all those guys and what they've done at the NFL level, and some of them, just their football acumen. So, I mean, definitely, Mark knows, he has knowledge of the game, but is limited. He's definitely going to lean on people that know this game a lot more than him. 408, what's good, King? So 20-17 Raiders. Raider Nation has a 24-17 Raiders. Blazing 28-21 Raiders. Elite 42-10 Raiders. Okay, so you got us just breaking out this week offensively. Okay. Grizz 31-17 Raiders. I told you guys AP would have these guys ready to fight. Okay. 31-16 Ant. All right. Okay. 31-10 Rio. All right. Damn, a lot of you guys are very, very optimistic about this Sunday. I'm here for it, man. I feel the offseason we focus on the trenches. Definitely, because I've said this a million times, and I know we do so many shows that it's kind of hard to not repeat ourselves, Ty, but every defensive tackle that we have on this roster that are not rookies are free agents. So you definitely have to build the trenches on the defensive side of the football regardless, because Byron Young's not ready. Apparently, Nesta Jade's not ready. You know what I mean? And then you have Matthew Butler on the practice squad. All the other guys are free agents. So I definitely agree with you on that. Andre James, I believe, is a free agent. Jermaine Illuminor is a free agent, you know, and then you got to go get a right guard because Greg Van Rotten's a free agent. So, yes, we definitely have to look at both sides, the defensive line and offensive line, and continue to build them up. Agreed. Oh, J-Roll, my apologies, brother. I did not see your super, King. My apologies. The chat is flying today, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. Salute to my dog, Graphk. Why don't we poach people off of other practice squads like other teams? It's frustrating. Yeah, man. That's true. That's definitely true. I see a lot of other teams go out there and you know, reach out for other talent on other people's practice squads. But, you know, Josh McDaniels just moved on 4 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, I think eventually you'll see us start to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you've already seen Champ Kelly make some moves, go out there in free agency, pick up some people, bring some guys off the practice squad, release people off the practice squad. Now that Josh McDaniels is no longer in control and Ziegler's no longer in control, because they're so set on the talent that they brought in and their egos are so set on, we got the right guys. I think moving forward, you're going to start seeing a different way these guys go about their business. And what I mean by that is, if you give Antonio Pierce next year, you give Champ Kelly next year, I think that they're going to start looking across the NFL and looking at practice squads and saying, would this be an upgrade on what we have? And I think that they would do that. But moving on from Josh McDaniels and Ziegler was the first part of being able to do that. Those guys were so stuck on the talent that they brought in and the veterans. I mean, look, they don't even play their rookies. You know, they never played Amari Burney. They never played Nesta Jade. Never played Chris Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so stuck on the guys that they bring in that I don't think that they even look around. It's a total different mindset now moving forward. So I think once the year is up and next year, if these guys are allowed another year to do what they do, I think you're going to see these guys go poach and go look around and see how they can better this team. So I think that's the best explanation I can give you. Salute the row. Hug, because he's a phenomenal special teams player. I mean, I understand the contract, brother. You know what I mean? I understand why we want Brandon Bolden out of here because of what he's getting paid, but he's a phenomenal special teams player, man. I mean, I don't, at this point of the season, why would you get rid of him? Keep him the next 5 games and let him move on in free agency. I think he signed a 2-year deal too. He's gone next year. So just let him play it out. But until then, he's a really, really, really good special teams player. Oh, so you're talking about the deal that Hondo said, the 3 years if he wins. I'm not against that. Sniper says it would be a great idea to have Tyree Wilson bulk up and move the DT on the inside. Pairing Tyree with Christian Wilkins or Chris Jones and continuing to groom Malcolm Kuntz on the outside. Much love, bro. I'm not against, moving Tyree around. I don't know, man. I don't know how he would fare in the NFL level as a defensive tackle. Yeah, he has that nice bull rush, but I don't know if he's ready to move into the interior of a defensive line. I don't. Now, don't get me wrong. It would help tremendously next to Christian Wilkins or Chris Jones. They would make him look great. But I'm not ready to give up on Tyree on the outside yet, man. Sniper, let him get a full off season to develop a skill set. Allow him a full off season to get with Max and get with Malcolm and let them build. I think he's going to work around the clock in the off season to get better at defensive end. I'm not ready to move on from him yet. And you got to remember, Kuntz only has 1 more year left on his deal, Sniper. So next year he's fighting for another job, if it's with us or somewhere else. Tyree's still on a rookie deal. So, realistically, you want to keep the young rook at defensive end because he's on that deal and just go draft a defensive tackle or go get one in free agency. But me personally, I would keep him where he is and just allow him to develop. You know what I mean? Because I think also that kind of takes away from his development. You played at defensive end all year long, and then you're moving him to another position. You know what I mean? Like, just keep him where he is. Allow him to develop. Give him another offseason. Give him another year to figure it out. Jesus, Brian Burns, DE, and free agency. That's too much money for another edge rusher when you just used a top 10 pick on Tyree Wilson. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go out there and pay another edge rusher. Brian Burns is going to get north of $20 million a year. You know what I mean? Like, go get a defensive tackle. If you're going to pay $20+ million a year, go get Chris Jones. Go get Chris Jones. If you're going to pay somewhere along that where that money is, go get Christian Wilkins. Don't pay for a defensive end. Go get another one in the draft. There's some sneaky defensive ends in this draft in the middle rounds that you can go get one in the 3rd, 4th round and develop them. So me personally, I'm not going to pay another defensive end with Max getting paid what he's paid, Tyree, year 1 guy, top 10 pick, and then Malcolm Kuntz potentially may earn another contract. And LT, I'm all for Latu. I think that's how you say his name. That to me though is the last need. So I put out a tweet, LT, right? Tell me what you think about this. I put out a tweet. This is what I said. Okay. Top 5 prospects by need, 7 really. Drake May, 1A, Caleb Williams, 1B, QB. 2, DT, Newton out of Illinois. 3, Kool-Aid, 1A, Nate Wiggins, 1B out of Clemson. 4, tackle, Joe Alt out of Notre Dame. 5, edge, Latu. That's kind of where I am right there. Quarterback is a first need. DT is the second need. Corner is 3rd. Tackle or offensive line is 4th. And edge rusher is 5th. So I don't think there's any way, shape, or form that we'll end up with the young guy at UCLA. Michael, I'm all for that. I've taken Tavondre Sweat in every one of my mock drafts up to this point. I would love to have Bobby Wagner and Chris Jones. Kind of pricey, Raider Nation. And I think that Bobby Wagner stays home in Seattle. There's a reason he went back home. He loves the area. He'll go down and be a Hall of Famer for the Seattle Seahawks. It just makes sense. I don't think Bobby Wagner goes anywhere. I don't think he wanted to leave in the first place when he went to the Rams. Salute the 10 Commandments, my dog. On the sack of Mahomes, Tyree and Kuntz were on the same side, opposite Crosby. This will eventually be deadly. Raiders 38, Vikings 20. We are going to get some turnovers. I like that. I believe Dobbs is going to turn the football over a few times. We just have to capitalize on it. No Daniel Carlson. I want to see 6s. End zone, touchdown. That's the only time I want to see Carlson on the football field this week is him kicking extra points. But I agree with you. At some point, 10 Commandments, Tyree and Kuntz, I like that because Malcolm Kuntz definitely created that pressure. I said it a million times. Max kind of just fell into that sack. Pause if necessary. He pretty much just landed on Patrick Mahomes. That was all Malcolm Kuntz off the other edge. So I'm here for it. But 38 points, that means that this offense is going to explode. It's kind of far-fetched for me, 10 Commandments. I hope it happens because at some point this offense needs to take off. But I'm going to be a little more – I'll be a little more, I think we're going to score somewhere in the 20 range. We haven't been proven to score those kind of points. You know what I mean? So, but I would love it. 10 Commandments. Salute to you on a $10 donation. Yeah, definitely Kuntz pressure for that Crosby sack. Facts. Tyree's going to go crazy. Just wait a bit. NFL hasn't unleashed him yet. Shit scripted as hell. Real talk. I know the truth. Salute to Raider and die. My God. You see. I don't know if the Chiefs can afford Chris Jones. What are the chances of getting him? I think they're very slim. Very slim. Because he can do one or two things. LT. He can say, I've already won at the NFL level. I've got my Super Bowl. I'm going to go, or 2 of them, I believe, right? I can go to Chicago and get a bag and be that guy for them, you know what I mean, and teach the young guys and help them develop, right? And go get my bag. I've already won. Or he can say, I want to go to a perennial, I want to go to a perennial Super Bowl, a contender. I want to go to a contender and potentially take less money. And if that happens, maybe he stays in Kansas City. I don't know. But But it's very rare, LT, that you see a guy that's still playing at a high level like Chris Jones go to another team and staying within the division. I think it's a very, very slim chance that we get Chris Jones. I'm looking at Christian Wilkins out there in Miami, you know what I mean, as being more of a realistic shot at bringing him in if Miami doesn't bring him back. So, and I believe, can't Miami tag Wilkins, you guys? I believe they can tag him. I don't know if they would, but I believe they can tag Christian Wilkins. Let me see. Hey, DeMarcus, shit. If he wants to use this but sign a contract with us, I'm cool with that. But if he wants to do the Sue thing, the Donkey Kong Sue thing, and oh yeah, you know, the Raiders are going to offer this and then go somewhere else. Yeah, I feel you, DeMarcus. I agree. But yeah, man. Coming up on an hour, you guys. Salute to everybody here in the building. Appreciate you guys. We talked about Max. He looks like he is a go come Sunday. Colton Miller's still up in the air. We have no idea what his availability will be. Antonio Pierce sounded a lot less optimistic about Colton Miller's availability. We talked about bringing in DJ Fluker for a workout, and if anything happens with that, we'll be doing a video later on today. Hopefully, we keep him in the building. We can use more depth at guard, definitely. And you know, other than that, man, I think another injury report will come out later today, and maybe we'll do a live later on tonight and talk about that also. Other than that, you guys, I appreciate you guys as always. OakLosVegas.com. I'm going to go over there right now and spend the next 3 hours revamping the website. I'm also going to add a link on there to the hot sauce. But until then, anygivensundaysauces.com. Go grab you a hot sauce. And I appreciate you guys, man. As always, like I say, man, on the way out, wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 22K. Can't do it without you guys, man. Salute. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out. One.
That's what I'm talking about.